So how does a professional football team just completely fall apart? Today, we're going to dig into the New York Jets' historically bad start to the 2025 season. It's a collapse so spectacular, it has everyone asking the same question. Are we about to witness the next perfectly winless team?
It all really boiled over in Week 6, and it comes down to this one number, -10. That was the Jets' total net passing yards against the Denver Broncos. And no, that's not a typo. They literally lost yardage trying to throw the football. It's a stat so wild, it's hard to wrap your head around it happening in the NFL.
And look, it wasn't just the numbers talking. The Jets' own head coach, Aaron Glenn, said it himself. He called their passing game non-existent. When your own coach says a huge part of your offense just wasn't there, well, you know you pretty much hit rock bottom.
And the rest of the stat line from that game? It reads like a horror story. The 13-11 loss dropped them to 0-6 on the season. But get this, quarterback Justin Fields was sacked 9 times. 9. That relentless pressure is what led to that -10 yards passing. The entire offense, for the whole game, managed just 82 total yards. To put that in perspective, one single breakaway run can be longer than that. This wasn't just a bad game, it was a total system failure.
Now a start like this, 0-6, puts the Jets in some very, very unwelcome company. Let's take a look at the infamous club they are now desperately trying to avoid joining.
We're talking, of course, about the ultimate mark of failure in pro sports, the winless season. It's the exact opposite of a perfect season, and it's a legacy that sticks with a franchise forever, for all the wrong reasons.
And here they are, the modern members of the NFL's most exclusive and most miserable club. In the era of 14 or more games, only 3 teams have done it. The '76 Buccaneers, the '08 Lions, and more recently, the 2017 Browns. This is the group the 2025 Jets are now being compared to. Not a list you ever want to be on.
So how on earth did it get this bad? Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a perfect storm of problems hitting all at once. Let's break down the core issues that have led the Jets to this point.
It really all boils down to 3 major areas. First, the quarterback play has been, well, a huge problem. Second, the coaching staff is facing some serious heat for their decisions. And third, they've been absolutely wrecked by injuries to their most important players.
Let's start right at the top with quarterback Justin Fields. In that disastrous Week 6 game, he had the exact same number of completions as he did sacks, 9 of each. That tells you everything you need to know. And the fans, oh, they are not holding back. This one comment really sums it all up. The man cannot pull off a completed pass, let alone a game-winning drive. That's the feeling across the whole fan base right now.
And you know, that frustration is pointing directly at the head coach too. Aaron Glenn is in his very first year and he is already on the hot seat. People are questioning his play calls, his strategy, everything. And as this user points out, there's a real buzz that he could be a one-and-done coach. And just to make everything worse, there are the injuries. I mean, they lost their #1 offensive weapon, wide receiver Garrett Wilson, a guy who got more than 31% of the team's targets. Then they lost their running back, Braylon Allen, to a serious injury. Taking 2 key playmakers like that out of any offense would be devastating, let alone one that was already on life support.
Okay, so you've got a struggling QB, a coach under fire, and your best players are hurt. It seems like a pretty clear path 0-17, right? But this is where the story gets really weird. Because statistically, there's a paradox here that makes this whole situation even more confusing. See, on paper, if you just look at the data, it suggests the Jets should be able to get a win. Their remaining schedule actually gives them a pretty clear shot to avoid this historic disaster. But for this team, what's on paper and what's happening on the field are 2 totally different universes. And this is the number at the heart of the paradox. 3. According to Sharp Football Analysis, the Jets have the 3rd easiest remaining schedule in the entire NFL. Let that sink in. The 3rd easiest. Statistically, they're supposed to be playing a bunch of very beatable teams from here on out. Which brings us to the million-dollar question. If the schedule is so easy, why does absolutely no one, not the fans, not the experts, nobody, believe this team can actually win a game? Why is there just zero faith?
To figure that out, you have to look beyond the spreadsheets and listen to the fans. You know, the people who live and breathe this team every single Sunday. What are they thinking? Is there any hope left at all?
When you scan that easy schedule, fans have circled a few games. These are the opponents they're looking at as their last best chances to avoid total humiliation. But even when they talk about these quote-unquote winnable games, you can just feel the anxiety. And this comment right here just nails the mood perfectly. The fan base has basically set an ultimatum. If the Jets can't somehow scrape together a win in this next stretch of games, then that nightmare scenario of a perfect 0-17 season starts to feel very, very real. So that's where we are, a team that's an absolute mess, but with a schedule that says they should win, and yet nobody thinks they will. It leaves us with one final, haunting question. Are we about to watch history being made for all the wrong reasons? Will the 2025 Jets actually pull off the perfect losing season? All we can do is keep watching.